Welcome back to Awful Movie Reviews.
Now what's so important that it couldn't wait until tomorrow?
Just when you think that you're done with Ed Wood, he always strikes back with another movie.
I don't think I'm gonna like this.
Around the same time that he was shooting the infamous Plan 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood was also shooting Night of the Ghouls, and it's this week's flick. But this isn't science fiction, just horror, although it's about as scary as Scooby-Doo is. We follow a detective investigating some old abandoned house, where people have been reporting seeing ghosts. And he stumbles upon a fake medium who rips off grieving people by falsely claiming that he can resurrect their loved ones. Now, there are two fun facts about this movie. The first one being that Night of the Ghouls, believe it or not, is actually supposed to be an indirect sequel to Bride of the Monster. Yes, you heard me right. But, of course, this being an Ed Wood production, if the characters themselves weren't referring to the events of the first film every 5 minutes, I would have never known that I was watching a sequel. The main character who's supposedly having flashbacks of the first film wasn't actually even in it. Like, what the heck is this?
He remembered the cold, clammy sensation of the railing, cold, clammy, like the dead. Yes, the railing was the same as he remembered it, perhaps colder, perhaps more startling.
It's only a metal railing. Huh. Yeah, probably this Dr. Acklet character has that railing rigged up too.
Wow, great writing. I never thought that I'd say this, but Wood has even outdone himself this time. And he also keeps around Lobo, played by Awful Movie Review's favorite actor, Tor Johnson, once again. Although he seems to have been badly burnt here from the first film. Now that's a connection that you could establish between Night of the Ghouls and Bride of the Monster. Tor probably gets around faster than the movie does. This film is so slow. There really isn't that much happening. But what I can say is that this has the classic Ed Wood nonsense starter pack. We get laughable acting, a plot which really goes nowhere, classic stock footage of thunder, for some reason, for whatever reason, some of the silliest death scenes ever, and even good old Criswell shows up again, this time coming out of a coffin, saying the same silly shit that he's always saying. And do you guys remember him? That's Harvey B. Dunn, who played another detective in Bride of the Monster, but here he plays a completely different minor character. None of this makes any sense. Notice how the main character is called Dr. Acula, which basically spells Dracula. Wow, how clever. Oh wait, John Carpenter is in this movie? Rest assured, it's not the John Carpenter who made Halloween and The Thing. Yes, it just happens to be that there was another actor in this movie named John Carpenter. And in the beginning, the wanted poster on the left part of the screen is actually just a picture of Ed Wood himself.
This is no time for silly jokes.
Ugh. I swear that this movie is beyond hope. The whole thing is one stupid joke. It just breathes ineptitude. The story of the production was quite particular, because director Wood ran out of money and couldn't afford to get the film developed. So it was considered a lost movie until the early 1980s, when an entrepreneur paid the labs to get the film developed, then it was released on VHS. Bottom line, this is pure Ed Wood nonsense. It really is a terrible film. There's nothing more that I can say about this. We can for sure say that Wood's attempt at making a horror film was an absolute catastrophe. What an awful movie.